Welcome to Have a Happy Arty Time. My name's Janette, and this project is going to be making this beautiful Monarch Butterfly on the Gelli Plate with a homemade stamp. Now, I have made a video on how to make the homemade stamps. I will link that video in the description box so that if you haven't made homemade stamps before out of soft foam, you'll be able to go to it, have a look, see how it's done, and then begin to make your own. Okay, let's begin. I've cut out a small mask here as I want to just work in this section, and the reason for that is that I want my butterfly and background to have a little bit of a white border. Now you can add those later, but I like to do it all in one. Going to use just some normal dark blue, any sort of darkish blue, and a couple of dobs of light blue, and then a little bit of yellow. Now my yellow has broken the lid off, so I'll just be using my paintbrush in there. And as you know, I've got my drawing here, and that's available to you. Just email me, that's down in the description box, and I will email you this drawing so you can make your own project. Okay, got our roller, so I'm just going to roll these paints over, and we want to mix them together lightly. So we've got a little bit coming down there. I think that's good. Now we're going to remove our mask, and we're going to pick that up with an A5 sheet of paper, and this is making our backgrounds. And then I'll be using this old homemade Gelli plate to put some black paint on so that I can then start to stamp our image. Got the trusty old Baron. I love this Baron. I'm making a video on tips that I have come up with to help my process, so that'll be out sometime soon, hopefully. Okay, we should have picked that all up. Let's pull back our image to reveal our background. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll be able to use this. Now you can see that I've made a blue butterfly, so he'll sit very nicely in there, he or her. And I will just do another one so we can have a background for our orange monarch. So same process again, just putting on our mask. We can flatten our mask down just by giving a little roll so it's connected. There we go. Putting on just a little bit of dark, more light, and some yellow. Okay, removing our mask, popping this down, using our Baron or hand or a clean roller, as you know, just to get that pressed in. And we'll pull up our background. Wonderful, another background for us to use. Now to get started with our stamping. So we have our stamp here. Now on the back I've just attached a couple of pieces of masking tape so that I will be able to push down. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stamp straight onto this area. So I'll just pop that on my Gelli plate on the surface and roll that, get that nice and flat there. And I will be stamping this at the bottom and just fitting that in nicely onto here. So we'll be able to use the background as a registration guide here. Okay, so I'm going to get some black paint. I'm going to roll it on my Gelli plate here. What I like to do is I like to stamp it in here as well, and then also brayer over where I can see it's needed. Now, I haven't left myself enough room here probably. So I'll just move these things out of the way. Just lay this down here and try to get a nice coverage of paint in all our areas. And then quickly turn that around. Place it down. And I'm going to roll over this, just holding it there. We may have to do this once or twice. Just see how we go with getting our print. And I like to do it on top of the Gelli plate because it holds my paper firm and helps it not shift. I can have a little peek at this by keeping one finger down and just see if we got everything we need under this. I can see we need a little bit of a press here. May not help us, but we can place this back down. So there we go. We have our stamp and it's beautiful and it's homemade and it's a wonderful experience. Now what I'll do is try and get a little bit more and go over that, or with this one I actually quite like that. I might leave that and start on the next one. So just place him on the Gelli plate. So that's adhered nicely. Add a little bit more black paint here. Using this Gelli plate over here as a stamp pad in a sense. Okay, turn that around. And again, lift up my little pieces, sitting it down here. To register that. And getting a clean roller and just rolling over this, but also keeping your hand on there. Now you'll notice that the backing of my stamp, the cardboard piece, is cut into shape. That's so I don't get as many marks off the cardboard in case paint has gone there. Okay, let's have a little peek. And this one's lovely. Really beautiful, very happy with that. So we'll take that off now. So I'm going to be back when this is dried and we're going to paint our colour in to bring up our orange monarch. Okay, see you shortly. So I have some orange paint here and I have some white paint. Now we have a choice. We can paint white inside these areas first, which is what I did in this one, which gives a little bit of a brighter appearance, or we can simply paint our orange over the top of what is already there. And I quite like this because it allows the white of the butterfly to come forward, etc. So I'm going to give that a go and just paint the orange in on this one. So we'll wait for this to dry and we'll do another orange on top afterwards. And I'll just get the gel pen out and start adding the white. Any black that we remove that we want, we just add back in. So this is a simple, easy process in the sense that we don't have to worry too much about anything getting covered over. We can just add everything back in. Here where there's not enough black, I'll just add some black into that area. Now I'm just going to let that dry. The paint's still a little bit wet, so I'm just going to go around this one and highlight the coloured areas with the white. So back to this one, it should be a little bit drier. So I'm just going to come in here, go around these, and I will highlight the orange parts with another coat of orange. So I haven't done this before, and I actually have a set of little fluoro acrylic paints, and I'm just going to see what will happen when I add the fluoro to this duller area. So this will be interesting. So that's going to bring that up beautiful. So I'll just continue around now adding the fluoro, and I think that will be enough for this one. So I really love the fluoro orange. So you can see we have a number of ways of doing this. We can just have the orange, we can leave it and paint light blue over the top, and we can also paint white on the background in between here and then paint our orange over the top. So it's been another wonderful time with you, and I hope you enjoyed this process. Thank you for watching, and have a happy arty time. Stay safe. Bye for now.